Alright, y'all. Thank you for being here. Welcome to my new show, Our World, featuring your boy MoochyC. Now, I've been getting to this little thing called politics. Reading up on what's going on, you know what I'm saying, and really trying to get a grasp on what our president is doing. Um, and the things I've seen so far and what I see going on, more voices need to speak out, and I'm gonna be one of them voices to start speaking out. So, with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get into this article. Um, all right, there we go. So, as you can see through this headline right here, State Department terminates U.S. support of Ukraine energy grid restoration. Now, for y'all that don't know, Trump recently uh, disrespected this man. I mean, just like, this man is defending a country. He defending people that he feel like are his family. A whole country. He the president of Ukraine, and a lot of y'all should know by now Russia invaded Ukraine. And Trump is sitting there disrespecting this man by telling this man that he got nothing to stand on. He wouldn't even be able to defend his people if it wasn't for the U.S. Blah blah this, blah blah that. Then they got to talking about why he don't ever wear a suit and all of this other. I mean, it's just garbage, man. These people really think they're kings. Trump thinks he's a king. He thinks that he could talk to anybody the way he wants to. He could commit crimes if he wants to. He doesn't care about the people around him. And they're just a bunch of goofies. But it's real disheartening to see what they're doing to this man. And this man has been there for his country, man. He been fighting this war, even been on the front lines, man. And so I can't sit back, man, and no longer continue to let this go on. And I know a lot of people in you know, in my world don't watch the news, don't read up on what's going on. This is the truth right here, man. So I'm giving y'all nothing but truth, man. I don't do any of that making things up and all of that. I talk about what's real. So with that being said, let's get into it. The State Department this week terminated the U.S. Agency for International Development incentive that has invested hundreds of millions of dollars to help restore Ukraine's energy grid from attacks by the Russian military, according to two USA officials working on agency's Ukraine mission. Power outages have been applied overnight in some regions of Ukraine due to the attacks on energy facilities. The country's systems have sustained near constant impact throughout the course of the 3-year war. It significantly undercuts this administration's ability to negotiate on a ceasefire, and it'll signal to Russia that we don't care about Ukraine or our past investments, one USA official involved in the Ukraine mission told NBC News. So basically, what that's saying is we don't care about, because we didn't already invested in this war. We invested billions of dollars in this war to help these people because Russia was basically trying to take over Ukraine. Because if you know anything about history or the past, Ukraine used to be a part of Russia. And then when they had the when the Soviet Union disbanded, Ukraine didn't go with the new Russia, and so that kind of pissed Putin off. So Putin always wanted Russia to be whole again, and that's taking back Ukraine, Czechoslovakia, all of them places like that. So, like I said, we'd invested billions of dollars into helping these people, and now because Trump feels a certain type of way, um, he doesn't want to help these people anymore. And he's telling dude that you're gonna start a World War III and blah blah this and blah blah that. But how can you tell a man who watched thousands of his people get killed for no reason? Thousands. So, really explain that to me. I don't understand it. But the official continued. Russia is fighting a two-pronged war in Ukraine, a military one, but then also an economic one. They're trying to crush the economy, but USA has played a central role in helping it be resilient, including shoring up the energy grid. We've provided vast amounts of support to the Ukraine government to avoid a microeconomic crisis. In addition to ending the Ukraine energy security project, U.S. aid is also dramatically downsizing its presence in Ukraine. So basically, everything that Biden put into place to make sure Ukraine will be able to defend itself, Trump is coming in and saying, you either do what I say or what I tell you to do, or a lot of y'all are gonna die. And that's just crazy. Like, that's like somebody robbing your house. They come in your house and they got everything they want, they got everything they need, but one of them wants to do some other type of shit. That's Trump. He wants to go above and beyond what's already done. You didn't already We didn't already seen this country get hurt. You didn't already disrespected this man. All of that. Now you pulling funding. See, Trump think about money. Trump think that money makes everything go. Which in America, to a certain extent, that's how a lot of people think. If you don't got no money, if you ain't living like this, if you ain't got this set up like this and set up like that, then you ain't doing nothing. And that's the mentality that we need to get away from. We need to stop looking at what something looks like and look at the person behind that. It's a lot of things out here that look good. That's just like you can meet you a nice little chick, she nice and thick, but up here she fucked up. Think about that. Let's continue. Before the Trump administration's latest move, 64 American government employees and contractors were serving on the ground in Ukraine for the agency. Just 8 of those personnel are slated to remain on the ground in the war-torn country after the Trump administration placed its remaining global workforce on administrative leave and ordered these workers not deemed critical to return to the U.S. So, we have Americans, government employees, And not only are you taking their support from Ukraine, but those people don't have a job when they get home. And then the whole global workforce is on administrative leave and they can't come back to the US. And these are American citizens. Are you serious right now? America, do you see what's going on? And it's making me angry because they're trying to turn our country into an all-white kingdom. Again, let me spell it out for you: an all-white kingdom. When America is a boiling pot of everyone. That's why we thrive, because it's not one race running things. And we need to stop giving people the illusion that that's okay. What's wrong with a woman running this country? A lot of women run a lot of households. A lot of women take care of, nurture, got an understanding of what we need. Men are protectors. We protect. We provide. But we don't know a lot about nurturing and caring, and I had to learn that. But to not really care about your own people, 64 Americans, because they were in Ukraine, because you don't want them to come back to the US and tell us the truth. Trump is so drunk with power that he believes it's okay to continue to destroy our democracy so that he can rule as supreme. We can't go for that, man. We can't go for that. And look what they're doing to our agencies. Agencies built to protect us from people like Trump. Two officials warned that U.S. aid withdrawing from Ukraine would leave its energy grid vulnerable in the heart of the winter, and it endures assaults from further Russian missiles. A State Department spokesperson did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Both officials also asserted that U.S. aid plays the foremost role in ensuring financial aid provided to Ukraine is spent for its intended purposes. Based on a document obtained by NBC News, the State Department has also ordered the termination of a program focused on financial sector reform activity. I don't even know what the hell that is. But they're going to terminate that too. We won't have the eyes on where the money has gone over the last few years, one of the officials said. So, AP gang. If you a billionaire and you go get all the other billionaires and you tell them we're gonna bleed this country dry, then you talking about going over there to the Gaza Strip and turning it into your own island, and only billionaires can live on that island. So y'all live comfortably, y'all live great while everyone else suffers. So let's go in. America's let us in. We had all of these dumb people who, because of racism and all of that, you know, listening to this man talk about, yeah, he don't give a fuck about white people either. Real talk. All he care about is making sure his family name will forever be connected to power. That's exactly what it's about. That's how kings think. My family rules. I rule, and as you see, they setting bearing up for it. USAID's Bureau for Europe and Eurasia, which oversees the Ukraine mission, has 115 staff based in Washington, D.C. The Bureau staff have been told that number would be pared down to 29 employees remaining active, according to two USAID officials. So, as y'all can see, which is crazy to me, they're firing everybody. When Republicans say small government is easier to control, and you can control people if it isn't thousands and thousands of people to control. Get my drift? And that's how you consolidate power. You make your circle small, and you choose those who will be loyal to you. Now, one thing I want to say about false loyalty: when you make someone or threaten someone to be loyal to you, eventually that person will turn on you. No doubt, this is gonna happen. Loyalty is something that's just done. That person just does it. There is no, I don't have to tell you to be loyal. Your actions show your loyalty. Okay, we got something right here. Violated the Constitution. More than 20 states win court ruling against Trump. So, let's see what they're talking about. America's first legal is alleging that U.S. District Court Judge John McConnell has a conflict of interest regarding his ruling against President Donald Trump's freeze on federal grants. The group claims that McConnell, who issued a temporary restraining order to block the funding freeze, has ties to Crossroads Rhode Island, a nonprofit that has received over $128 million in federal funding. In January, McConnell ruled against the Trump administration attempt to halt already approved federal grants following a court challenge by Democratic Attorney General from 22 states in the District of Columbia. So, Trump, so basically how this works is you have a federal tax and you have a state tax, right? So not only does the IRS tax you, the state taxes you, and then the state takes the money that they tax you and sends it to the federal government, right? Then the federal government take their cut and give you back a little bit of what you put in from work. But when there's no checks and balances, and all of this money is coming in, because each state sends in millions of dollars. I think Texas, California, and a couple of more, they send in billions. Um, so all this money goes to the federal government, and then the federal government takes that money and is supposed to have programs and things set up for us. That's how the federal government is supposed to work. But when you got a person who thinks they're king, all the money that we send in is his money. And if he decides to help you, he'll help. But they're going to tax us to put money into Trump's, his pockets, his family's and friends' pockets, and anybody who's down with Trump. Everybody else, you're going to suffer. And it's about to happen. Um, but if I could be one of them voices that's going to stand up and fight, and that's not afraid to, you know, I wasn't raised to bite my tongue. And that's the name of my show. Wasn't raised to bite my tongue. So, this is the first episode. I thank everybody for coming in. Again, you see the Cash App, strong presence. I'm not asking anybody for any money or anything, but if you want me to continue to keep doing this and you want to support me in what I'm doing, I will take donations. But I'm not asking anybody for anything. But my Cash App is up there. My Cash App will be in the description box, and hopefully some of y'all see it in your heart to, you know what I'm saying, show me some love. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's get this out here, man, because it's a bad thing, man, and it's our world. Peace.